This is episode 2 of Your Questions Answered, where I go through the top 5 questions that were asked last week. If you're new to this channel, my name is George McConnell, and I made over $1 million on Etsy last year. So before we get started, there was a question to see this cat that walks in and headbutts me every time that I'm trying to record a video. So here's a quick clip of her. So there she is. She's old, she's big, and she doesn't like to be alone. So let's jump into this first question. There was a lot of questions because of my last video where I was talking about the demographics and targeting your audience. So the first 2 questions are going to be surrounded about that. So the first question is, why is it so important to target your audience? And the main thing is you have to look at it as how people see things and how people search for stuff. And depending on what product you sell and who you're selling it to, those people are looking for different items. They're also searching differently online for those items. So if you're selling to somebody that's 25 years old, they're not going to be the same person that you're going to sell something that a 45-year-old would purchase. You have to keep that in mind when you're selling items online. Now I'm going to try to explain this in the easiest way possible. Say you have 2 different people, one in their 20s and another person in their 40s. And say you're selling apparel. So you're selling shirts, sweatshirts, sweatpants, things like that. Now, that 20-year-old is probably going to go shop at, say, Forever 21. Is that 40-year-old going to go shop at Forever 21? Is that 40-year-old going to have a shirt that says The Riz on it? Probably not. So, when you're targeting that demographic that is older, they're going to be wearing different things than the younger generation. So even colors are based off of what people are searching when they're younger versus what people are searching when they're older. The patterns, the sayings on the shirts, things like that all come into play. And then, like I said earlier, the big thing is on how they search. A lot of younger people will do abbreviations, where as we're older, we actually type out that entire word. So you have to take that into consideration if you're going for a younger generation. Now this plays in a role for every single category, no matter what your niche is. So as I was saying before, apparel, right? I'm going to give you an explanation on my category, which is craft supplies. And with the craft supplies, I have the leather. So leather is a demographic of all ages, correct? You have people that are making bows, you have people that are making Barbie outfits, you have people that are making earrings. They could be in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. So the age is all over the map. However, the designs on that leather are specific to the ages. And that's what you have to remember. Everything is designed around that age group. So if you're targeting a certain age, you want to stay in that certain realm, especially if you're going to have a store with clothing, because you don't want somebody to go to your store and they're in their 20s and all of a sudden they go to the store and they're only seeing things that are for 50-year-olds. They're eventually going to leave your store. And when they leave your store, that causes a bounce rate. Now, I'm not sure if you know what a bounce rate is, but it's when somebody goes to your store and bounces. Now, that on any website is not a good thing. And Etsy's going to look at that as it's bad because they're going to your store and they're not staying long. So you're not going to get pushed as much. That's something to always consider. You want somebody to stay on your store as long as possible. And you want to make sure that they're looking at the items that they want to purchase. So if you're going to target that demographic of the younger people, go for that at first. Keep up with that. And then when you're ready and you have that clientele, you can expand it to the older generations. Or you can start older and then go down the line. And in that case, when you're building your store, you would group those sections together. So here's a section for 20s, here's a section for 30s, here's a section for 40s. So as they're scrolling, they're still seeing everything that they want to see. They also have the different categories of different things that they have, maybe animal lovers, mom, grandma, things like that. But this is extremely important to understand what demographic you're going after and making sure that you effectively target that age range. So before I move on to question number 2, there was something that was just bothering me. Is I saw a video the other day that said, if you like camping and that's your niche, you want to have a store that's filled with camping stuff. And that's the problem, is that all these videos online are telling you things like that. Now, camping is not a niche. It's recreational. If you put the different things on the items, those would be your different niches. That doesn't work, because each one of those items is for different people, different ages, different groups. The one person that buys a mug may not be the same person that buys, say, a camping blanket for their bed. It's completely different people. It's just like a pet. So, pet lovers, a person that buys a blanket that has a pet on it is probably a mother that is buying that blanket for their child. Whereas the person that buys the shirt that says dog mom or cat mom, that person owns the dog. It's completely different people. And that's what I'm trying to get through to everybody here. And I'm going to do that on all these videos so that you understand that targeting exactly who you're looking for with those products is how you make money. You can't just throw the products online and hope for the best, because that's not how it works. You need to make sure you're targeting the correct audience, and that's how you make massive money. So now we're finally on the question 2. I'm sorry that it took so long. I'm going to just keep pushing that point though, because it's something that's just not discussed on video, and I need to try to reset everybody's mindset on you target who you're trying to sell it to. I'm not trying to sell, a big screen TV to somebody that only likes to read books. So, question number 2 is, how do you find your demographic? And this is actually really simple way that I do it is using Pinterest trends. And the reason being is because 81% of the people that shop on Etsy are females. And the majority of people that use Pinterest are females. So when searching up on Pinterest trends and seeing what they're looking for, it's mainly female dominated. So I could take the age range from there and calculate pretty much what that person's age range is for that product that I'm selling. So I'm going to show you that really quick so that you can see what it looks like. Okay, so this is Pinterest trends, and I'm going to move myself right into the middle here just so you can see everything. You can see the top trends in the United States for this month. If you scroll down here, you can see the different keywords that people have searched up. And you can even go down and base it off of different interests. So you could do DIY crafts, designs, art, animals, entertainment, parenting, health, food and drinks. And you can even go down to the age range of people, as well as the gender. So you could choose all this and see exactly what people are searching up or what's top trending. Now, we're always talking about shirts and apparel. So in this one, I'm going to do something a little different. Recently, it was somebody's birthday and we got a cake topper. So I'm going to search up cake topper and show you that sort of demographic here. So if we look up cake topper. And here we go. Over the past year, here's cake toppers. And you see it's pretty good. All right, now let's see this age range here. So 54% is between 25 and 34. These two right here, 18, they're kind of the same. But this right here, this demographic, 85% female, 12% unspecified, 5% male. Right here is your demographic. That's your target audience. That's who you want to target. That's who you want to go after. Then you have these other options here, wedding cake toppers, B-day cake toppers, acrylic. Let's see what that one is. That one's not too popular, but same exact demographic. Do another one, cake birthdays. Here we go. This is a little different. So this shifted the age range a little bit when you actually did birthday. So based off of just cake topper versus birthday cakes, right? And with the birthday cake keyword, you see that this went down to 36%, whereas this went up to 25, where originally it was 54% and 18%. So again, this goes back to what I said originally. It's how you search. You get more specific as you get older. You start typing out longer and longer sentences. I do it myself, you know. So as you get older, you start typing out the longer sentences to get the better results. And the younger generation just types cake topper or something flying. That's the easiest way for you to find out what age range to go after, is using Pinterest. Now, the next thing is, how do you find the keywords that people are searching up? And I usually use Google Trends, and then I connect it to this app called Glimpse. Now, Glimpse costs money, and I don't want you spending money right off the bat. So I'm going to show you the free version, which gives you 10 searches each and every single month. I don't want you spending money as a new seller. You are trying to get your feet off the ground. You shouldn't be worried about spending money. You should really be concentrating on getting products up there, getting listings up there, working on your SEO, and not about the expenses in the back end. Worry about that later. So let me show you the good thing with Glimpse and how you get 10 free searches and how it actually works. So I already pulled up Cake Topper and I'm using Glimpse. All you do is just go to Google Trends. It's on the Google, extension app. So it pulls it up automatically. You can turn it on or off. Like I said earlier, you do get 10 searches for free each month. Don't have to pay, the $50 a month. This is really good for you to get through. So it will pull up all the different keywords people have used. Now, in this case, some of these keywords, because it is Google, are copyrighted. So, for instance, Barbie, Hello Kitty, Pokemon, those are copyrighted things. So how can you find keywords that you can use that aren't copyrighted? And right here, they have different channels. So if you click on here and go to Amazon, this is what people are searching up on Amazon, which is what you're going to want to, target, because that's a shopping platform and Etsy is a shopping platform. So people are searching cake toppers. They're doing accessories, acrylic sticks, airplane, animals, anniversary, astronaut, baby shower girls, balloons, bluey, birthday, bridal shower. Right there, this is perfect because this shows you the keywords that you can have for your item to have it be seen by people that are shopping. Now, you also even have Walmart, you have Etsy right here. So if I go to Etsy, you can see all the different ones people have searched up with Etsy as well. So you can see adventure, airplane, end cross, end flowers, animals, anniversary, antique, and then go to Walmart, because Amazon and Walmart, they get a lot more shoppers than Etsy. So I always focus on them, see what people are looking for, and then go to Etsy last to see what people are looking for, and then combine them. So going to Walmart here, same thing, animals is huge. This is a little strange, it's so specific, saying 68 years, but there's one for you. Crown, we saw that earlier on Amazon for wedding, for gamers, girl, a kit. That's pretty good. So these are things right here that you'd want to do. And if you notice, I only had to search up cake topper once, and this has not changed. So this right here allows you to search through all those different channels without causing you a new search, which is very good, especially since it's free. So there you go. Now you know the demographic. You know your age that you're going after. You know the keywords that they're searching for. You know the products that they're looking for. And now you produce that product, and now you know who to target. The next thing I'm going to show you is why all that is super important and how that makes you money. So I'm going to jump into question number 3 is, why is SEO keywords so important? Why are those long tail keywords important? And how do they work to benefit you? Okay, so I already went ahead, launched Everbee to show you that application, and I'm going to show you the product analytics. So the other day I was talking to somebody and they were talking about capybara. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know if you saw the videos. There were tons of videos that came out months ago saying that's going to be the big thing. Get it on a shirt now. Do it, do it, do it. Well, really hasn't, caused any craziness yet. But one shirt in particular has, and I'm going to show you how those keywords are so specific. That's why they're getting the sales. So if I type in this and do capybara, and I'll do shirt. So, and then right here, we will go to total sales. And this is going to be the total overall sales. So this one here, 1477, right? It's not that much. But compared to these other ones that are only 147 in 18 months, this one's 127 in 76 months. I'm going to show you the difference on the keywords here. So, with this one here, it's got 57,000 views, 1,400 sales. And if you look at their keywords that they're using, they got graphic t-shirt, funny shirts 4. You have men's, women, ladies, silly shirts 4, rodent t-shirts, cowboy mouse shirt. Now, this is what I've been talking about with those long tail keywords. So many people try to put the same thing each and every single time in their keyword. You don't have to. This is how you do it, because when somebody searches one thing, somebody searches another, they're going to get that listing. So in this instance, they may type in silly shirt for maybe men, women, ladies, boy, girl, so on. So you don't need the same thing in every single tag. Now, this is how they have this set up so it hits everything, right? And if you go to one of these, so let's say this guy right here, 120, 14 months, because it's about the same age. Go here. I know it's a completely different shirt, but just to show you the difference, their keywords: funny gift, funny shirt, meme shirt, cursed, weird shirt, cursed shirt, parody. Let's go to a different one. Go here. This one's 48 months. Sweatshirt, hoodie, animal gift, pet mom, dad, baseball shirt. There's no baseball on there. Nerdy gift, animal gift. So I feel that right there was a huge thing that a lot of people are missing. And when I talk about these long tail keywords and how the SEO keyword needs to be set up perfect, that is a pure example right there. That first company is making the money that they are on that shirt that literally hasn't sold for anybody else because of the keywords that they're using and how the keywords work on Etsy or even searching in general. So as you're typing different things in your tags, you don't need to have everything say shirt, 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 shirt. It's not necessary. You have the different things in there, and when it's searched up on Etsy, it will pull the different tags and keywords and put them together. That's your long tail keyword. And that company is doing it perfectly, and that's why they're getting those sales. So keep that in mind when you're creating your tags and your SEO and what you're doing, that you do it like that first company, not the other ones. Question number 4 is customer service. And in my first video, I told you how I handle negative reviews. In the questions last week were, how do I handle returns? How do I handle exchanges? How do I handle, refunds? And I handle it differently than a lot of people, but it all really comes down to your margins. That's why. So if I send an incorrect item and a consumer comes to me and says, hey, this is the wrong size, that's on me. I understand, but I need to see proof. So I politely ask them to send me a picture so that I can verify that the wrong item was sent. And if the wrong item was sent, I will send them a replacement. Now, if your margins don't allow for you to send a replacement because it'll cost too much, you could send them a refund, and refund that item. That is up to you, but it was our mistake. We should honor it and try to help them and give them the best experience. Now, if they ask for a return and say, hey, I don't like this item, I require that that customer sends it back to me. I don't pay return shipping. That's me personally. So if they want to send the item back, that's perfectly fine. I need you to ship that item back to me, provide me with a tracking number, and as soon as I get that item back, I will fully refund you. Now I can either take that item, resell it, or scrap it. Either way, I have that item back in my hand before I send them a refund. Now, in exchanges, say if they got the wrong color, again, that depends on me. Was it my mistake, or did they just order the wrong color by not reading it? Now, if it was my mistake, I send the replacement. It depends again, on your margins, if you need to refund it or whatnot. But if it wasn't my mistake and it was their mistake, I offer them an exchange, but they have to send the original back before I can send the replacement. Now that is solely how I handle those. You can handle it either way you want. I still go based off that first video on how you handle negative reviews. That's the most important. On the back end, on how you handle exchanges and returns, that's completely up to you. I do have a return policy that, if you're not happy within 7 days, you can send that item back. Some people don't. If you have custom items, you may not be able to do that. It may be a final sale. So, again, this is all just me personally, and this is how I handle it. And if you do have further questions on that, leave me a comment below, and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Question 5 regards trademarks. And this came up because I showed a smiley face in that video. Now that smiley face that I showed is not copyrighted, but there is a smiley face that is copyrighted. So when people saw that, they thought maybe it was that one. It's not. However, that's how simple it is to get stuck in something with trademark or copyright infringement, is by just not knowing. And this is very important. So when you're launching a product, you should make sure that you search up and understand that it's either not copyrighted, trademarked, whatnot. A great example would be, say, Tiffany's, right? You can't use their name in anything. And if you do, that's infringement. They own that name. They will go after you. It's trademarked, it's copyrighted. You cannot say anything about their color or anything about that company. Same thing goes with Disney. Disney is huge. They will attack anybody. So you do not go after them. You do not put anything on there. Now you may be saying to yourself, George, I see these things all the time on Etsy. I'm going to tell you, they're getting away with it now. But they will get caught. And they will get banned from that platform. You don't want to risk that. You don't want to risk that for a couple $100. Maybe you'll get away with it for a month or two, but they're going to eventually catch up to you, and they're going to kick you off that platform. And they're not so lenient as they were years ago, where they gave you different strikes. Maybe you had 3 strikes, maybe you had 5, who knows. Now it's usually 1, 2, you're done. And I don't want to see that happen to your shop. So before you launch any sort of product, make sure you look up online if there's a copyright or a trademark for whatever phrase or saying that you may possibly put on an outfit, a shirt, or whatnot. I hope this video was helpful. I know it was very long. I do want to make longer videos for, the SEO and demographics. I feel like that is so big. A lot of people don't understand that, and it's not really your fault. It's these other people online that just aren't teaching you how to actually go after that consumer correctly. They're giving you just this broad idea of how to sell things without telling you this is how you sell it. And that's where I come in. I'm really going to make sure that I get that through to you, and I help you as best as I can so that you make those sales. So thank you for staying with me. Thank you for tuning in. And if you have any questions, definitely leave a comment below. Have a great night.